Today's 924 day that I'm here to share lessons I learned. I'm learning how this to support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today, I will speak about labels. So when you want to become the person that you want to become, labels are very important topic because you put labels on yourself and you act in accordance of your label. So if you see yourself in a certain way, you will act in a certain way. So labels are very, very important topic because we need to label ourselves in a positive way. Because if you start putting labels, wrong labels onto yourself, it'll be very hard to really do something. A label for me sometimes is very similar as clothing. So if you have a totally full suit, of course you will not be going to basketball court to play basketball. No, you need to have a gym, like have proper shoes, some kind of gym t-shirt, gym shorts, to make sure that you're able to perform at the best. So labels are putting a better foot in front or worse foot in front of when you are trying to achieve something. So today we'll focus on really focusing on what kind of labels we're able to create for ourselves that's really beneficial. What kind of labels are beneficial for us? When we see ourselves that kind of person, we will act in accordance of self-identity. So self-identity labels could be very dangerous, but at the same time could be very valuable tool. So when I think about it, first one, we potentially could label ourselves in business, in entrepreneurial endeavor. So we can say like, I'm a startup founder, I'm an entrepreneur, I am innovator. Like there's a lot of ideas that you can really put yourself label. This is who I'm innovator. So if you put a label to yourself that you are innovator, how you will act, you will look for ways how to innovate things. That's what you do. You're thinking ways how to improve things. So it's very, very important to label yourself the way how you want to act. So sometimes it could be that you say, okay, I'm innovator, or I'm a business owner. It might be that you're not yet. So then sometimes when you think about labels, we need to understand that we need to put label based on who you are becoming, who you want to become, rather than what you wear. Because that's a big mistake, is because when people have career and they are doctors and engineers, or they say, I'm engineer. Even though they've been engineer for 5 years, now they put label on themselves as they are engineers. Now, if you want to keep being engineer, put the label engineer. But if you want to be a business, or if you want to be an investor, if you want to be a someone else, maybe salesman, it doesn't matter. Put the label who you want to be, not who you are, to yourself, that you could start acting as a label rather than who you wear. It's a very powerful lesson. So that means when you say that, okay, I'm an engineer, you will act as an engineer. If you say that I'm a business owner, you will act as a business owner. So labels are very, very careful. So career labels could be as well. Like I'm a manager, I'm executive, I'm a freelancer, I'm a consultant. That means that you're able to say that I'm a worker, like I'm a leader. That means that in a career path, you're able to still label yourself as a certain position in a career. You can be a freelancer, you can be consultant, you can be executive, you can be just employee, and you're able to see yourself, because when you see yourself as CEO or as a C-level executive, the way how you communicate, the way how you invest in yourself, the way how you really represent yourself is different when you see yourself at the bottom line of the company. Because a lot of times, see exactly what they do. They dress up, they show up, they improve, they grow themselves. So by labeling yourself in a certain way will allow to increase what you do with your time. Because one of the biggest things is that people do not invest in themselves enough, because their self-identity doesn't show them that they are enough to invest in themselves. So if they see themselves as just a regular employee, just a bottom line, why are they supposed to invest in themselves? But if you start seeing yourself as an executive, as you start to see yourself as someone who's worth investing, when you have that label of high achiever, it's much easier to invest in that kind of person. So labels are really stopping you from investing in yourself. So when sometimes, if you don't invest in yourself yet, ask, what kind of label did you put on yourself? Because maybe a changing label will change the game, how you really see yourself, and what do you do to improve the person that you are. Now, it could be that it could be even like in your career, you can have even industry specific labels. That means that I'm a healthcare specialist, retail manager, could be tech professional, like in any kind of. So that means, do you have label for specific industry, or are you open to all industries? Because sometimes when you think about labels, it's sometimes even better to have niche. Because someone says, "Oh, I'm just a manager." What kind of manager are you? When you say that, okay, I'm a manager in AI company, or I'm in cybersecurity, or I'm in any industry, but when you specifically say that I am experienced in this niche, this is what I am, this is exactly in this niche, it shows that you are professional in that niche. So that means a lot of times people will be interested to learn more about who you are, because a lot of times when you really come to a restaurant and there's so much food to choose, it's hard to understand which one is the best in that restaurant. But if the restaurant has only few meals to choose, they said those probably is the best of the best. So that means we need to understand that sometimes having too many choices are bad. So sometimes having a label, very clear label, or for example, you're a public speaker and you need to speak about certain specific one topic, and everyone knows that you that person. So sometimes it's very, very important to niche it out. So sometimes having very clear label is very, very beneficial. Number four is growth oriented labels. That means that it could be visionary, goal driven, strategist, leader, ambitious. So it means when you think about growth, what you want to become, what kind of growth do you want to see in yourself in next year, next year? Because labels, we need to understand that labels are labels for short period of time. It could be some things that are long term, but not being afraid to put the label that is developing right now. Put the label that is developing you right now. If you think that okay, I potentially I will want to be a public speaker in 10 years. Maybe not now. Don't call yourself public speaker yet, but what kind of things will allow you to develop your life right now? And put a label of that person who could really go after the things that they want and really achieve the things. So growth oriented labels is very important for right now, that you could really move, take action, and really make things happen. Number five is team related labels. So it means it can be like, what kind of person are you in a team? Are you a leader? Are you a team player? Are you collaborative? Are you a mentor in a team? So what kind of label do you put yourself regarding the team, regarding the community? Because it's very important to say, okay, what kind of person I am when I'm in the community, when I'm in a team. Because having a label will allow you to perform in the highest possible way. And it might be that you will be all of them. And it might be that you will be a different label in different team. You have a different label or different role in different team. So knowing what is your specific role gives you clarity, and you perform at your best, knowing that this is your label, this is your role for this team, and you go and execute. Because if you question what you're supposed to do in this team, that takes away energy from productivity and everything around it. Number six is financial labels. That means you can be an investor, you can be a saver, you can be a budgeter, you can be a risk taker. There's so many things that you can really look into regarding how you manage your finances. So when you have, say, okay, I'm an investor, so that means that you are looking for ways how to invest. You're looking and searching an opportunity how to make money, how to make active income. You're going to work and making money that you could invest that active income to passive income and becoming an investor. It can be business owner. It doesn't matter how you make money, but of course, active income turns to passive income, and you becoming an investor to make sure that you're able to be who you label yourself. So it's very important that you label yourself in a certain way and then go and act on your label. So don't put the label on yourself that you don't want to act on. Number seven is productivity related labels. So because in bit I'm efficient, organized, proactive. Like that means there's a lot of labels that you can really say about your productivity. I'm focused. What kind of person are you regarding productivity? Again, create labels. You can maybe you said that you always used to are organized, but do you really want to be unorganized? Do you put labels that do you want to put labels that really helps you or destroys you? It's stopping you from sabotaging. Because if you put a label that you are unfocused or any other bad label, that means you will act in accordance of your label. So do you want to do that? Say, okay, like if you want to change that, you're able to put label and most importantly, act in accordance of your label. It doesn't matter if you don't believe it yet. but you're able to change because you're able to improve. You're able to really evolve, transform yourself. And if that goal that you have set for yourself is really meaningful enough, you are able to transform to whoever you want to be. I truly believe it. I have seen so many people have changed, transformed, evolved, and if you want to change from unorganized to organized, put yourself a label that you're an organized person and truly believe it and work towards that and making sure that you act, because you're able to say that you whoever you want, but if you do not take action on it and you keep that label just to look nice, that's of course even worse. So that means that we need to make sure that we act on our labels. Number 8 is networking labels, such as connector, networker, relationship builder, social butterfly. That means that we are able to say like, how we connect with people. Because this is again one of the most important things in life is really being able to connect with people. So it means we're able to say that, oh, I'm very socially awkward. That's a bad label. So again, you are able to choose what kind of label you want to put yourself. And every single person is supposed to strive to be better in communication, in connection, in networking. So let's put labels that empowers us, encourages us to really go out and build network skill, build communication skill, because all those things, social butterfly, you didn't born with the social butterfly skill set. You developed that. So when we put a label, we understand that it doesn't matter where you're at with the skill set. Maybe from 1 to 10, you're still at 1 in that skill set, in that label. So now we're able to grow through that label and becoming the best version of that label. Number 9 is innovation-related labels, such as creative thinker, problem solver, disruptor, inventor. All the ideas that really could say how I could improve my station, how I could improve and create solutions, and really create that I'm very innovative in solving problems. So that means innovator. So that means you allow yourself to really put a very positive label on yourself that you are able to overcome any problems. So when the problem arises, you look into your label and say that I'm an innovator. I'm a problem solver. It's easy for me to solve it, and I'm going and solve it because it encourages, gives confidence. The confidence of this is much more important than the skill set, because with confidence you will build the skill set necessary to overcome whatever it is. And the last one that I have is performance-related labels, such as high achiever, results-oriented, data-driven, performance-driven. So it means what kind of performance-related labels are you putting yourself? High achiever? Are you putting low achiever? Are you saying that I'm not that good in performance? It's for other people. Other people are good achievers. Other people are you are able to look directly in the mirror and say, I am high achiever. Maybe I'm not able to show with results yet, but I'm able to show with my efforts. Maybe I'm not able to show with my results yet, but I'm able to show with my efforts, my high performance. Because efforts lead to results. So the more efforts you do, maybe you will not get the results what you're looking for, but those results will show you and give you feedback what you're able to adjust in your efforts to make sure that you get results. I truly believe that it doesn't matter how long it takes, but if you put effort, everything is possible. Everything is possible. And if every single person is needing to ask the question, what I'm willing to give up. And people who are putting on themselves right labels, I truly believe they have a head start compared to others. Because when you put a label, you act in accordance with a label, you get more confidence, encouragement, energy, resources, and everything in place to make sure that you develop that confidence. And people know when you put that label on yourself and you say, this is who I am, people will be willing to help you a little bit more, rather than saying that, I'm trying to still figure out who I want to be. So I hope that you will really create labels that really adding value to you, really allow you to become better version of you, and really working towards that vision. So we have that vision, we have those goals, and what kind of labels we can put on ourselves that we could achieve those goals and we achieve that vision. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.